Hi, I'm the Tabletop Teacher, and this is video number 4 in the Marvel Heroclix X-Men Rise and Fall series. Thanks again to Wizkids for sending us this Brichter preview, so let's see what we got in the 4th booster. We pull Marvel Girl, Multiple Man, Colossus, Sebastian Shaw, and a rare Exodus. Marvel Girl has traded telekinesis, but she can also use it as free with a rally die. Which means that if she has a rally die on her card, she can use TK twice in the same turn. She's not a stellar attacker, her combat values are pretty average, but for only 30 points you get a telekinesis piece that could deal 1 point of penetrating damage to 2 different targets. Sometimes that's all you need. Getting opposing characters off of their first click can be very helpful in a game. Her Psychic Blast can manage to do that on all but invincible characters. I think she's going to be a good choice in sealed games, or better still, in a battle royale. That gives you 3 opponents that could roll 5s in their attacks to get that rally die for free TK. Here's another common character you'll want several copies of, Multiple Man. Whenever Multiple Man takes damage from an opponent's attack, he generates a copy of himself on click number 9. Those copies are worth 0 points for all effects, including scoring. But this means that Multiple Man can carry 2 copies of himself thanks to the Underworld team ability. Leadership is also very handy when you have more characters on the map, which you'll have for a few clicks when played at 40 points. Playing him at 10 points is a little risky, but when you think about it, he's essentially a 10-point piece that's going to tie up a character somewhere. If an opponent knocks him out with an attack, a dupe is generated, with plasticity, in cap, and in power. And that's going to help another friendly character avenge Jamie Madrox. And if the opposing character knocks out the copy, another one is generated, and no points are scored. On top of all that, Multiple Man takes a maximum of 2 damage from attacks. I need at least 3 more of these. Note that Multiple Man is not a standard character, which means he can't be equipped with anything, nor can he pilot a vehicle, and perhaps most importantly in his case, can't be revived with Krakoan Revival, which we'll look at in a bit. Colossus can use a rally die for his impervious roll, so that's 1 attack's damage that's reduced to 0 in your pocket. Well, as long as an opponent has rolled a 5 in an attack roll for you to place on Colossus's card. And his impervious is protected from outwit, which is 1 less thing to worry about. Apart from that, he's a solid close attacker that helps other close attackers with Empower, and he's got the whole healing thing with the X-Men team ability. Not bad at all for 75 or 50 points. Oh, and one more thing, Colossus can break through walls, which is always great with Charge. If you are a new player, you might want to gain some experience before playing Sebastian Shaw. Between the Krakoan Revival and his kinetic energy absorption and overflow, there's a lot to take into account when playing this character. You'll need a little notepad when you play him, because when Sebastian Shaw takes 2 or more damage, after resolutions, you note down his current click, and then turn him to click number 11, where he's a ferocious close attacker with Charge, Quake, Exploit, Weakness, with a damage value of 4. So, after getting hit with enough damage on your opponent's turn, on your turn, Sebastian Shaw can exact revenge. But he won't stay on that click. At the end of your turn, or if Sebastian Shaw would be knocked out, you turn him back to the click he was before. That's why you took note of that earlier. So if you're playing against him, you want to make sure you can damage him twice in the same turn. Once to take some clicks off his dial, and once more to get him off that number 11 click. 1 click of damage is enough for that, mind you. Now, his other thing is the Krakoan Revival trait. In essence, this allows you to revive a friendly standard character with the X-Men keyword of fewer points than Sebastian Shaw, but gives your opponent a powerful bystander to work with in exchange. For example, let's say Colossus is on your team with Sebastian Shaw, and that Colossus would be knocked out by an opponent's attack somewhere else on the map. Using Krakoan Revival, you choose to turn Colossus back to click number 1 and place him adjacent to Sebastian Shaw, or another friendly character that can use the Krakoan Revival trait. Your opponent scores Colossus, plus an extra 10 points, and chooses to generate a Coven Akaba bystander adjacent to one of his characters. Now, you get Colossus back, But your opponent gets a new, stealthy, autonomous bystander with precision strike, barrier, and probability control. Decisions. The rarest piece in this booster is Exodus, who's also a member of the Quiet Council that can use the Krakoan Revival trait. His overwhelming psionic might is a traded mind control with a seriously good twist. When he uses it, after resolutions, you deal a mind-controlled character damage equal to Exodus's damage value. Now, even if Exodus managed to target more than one character with his mind control thanks to some special game effect done on his card, this still applies to a single hit character. His first 2 clicks are completely gray: running shot, telekinesis, invulnerability, and leadership with solid combat values. This makes him very versatile. After those 2 clicks, he loses the move and attack but gains penetrating damage. But the real advantage here of these clicks is to complement Krakoan Revival. His special defense power gives him energy shield deflection and 1 click of healing that triggers when a friendly character is healed or turned to click number 1, both of which could happen with either the X-Men team ability or the Krakoan Revival. For that reason, Exodus really shines in an X-Men themed team with at least 2 more characters. So, out of the 5 characters we pulled in this booster, which one are you most excited to play? In which team would you play this character? Let us know which and why in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and support on Patreon. And as always, thanks for unboxing with me.